So next up, we'll have Dr. Jack Chen for the bio and pharmaceutical track. Unfortunately, he is not able to join the webinar live today, but he is so kind and he has pre-recorded introduction of his track. But before that, let me give you a brief introduction of him. So Dr. Jack Chen, he is an R&D scientist, has been more than 15 years of experience focusing on cancer research and drug discovery. He is currently working as a director at AbbVie, and he was previously working in Pfizer. So he has a lot of experience in the cancer research and drug discovery. And this is his second year offering this bio and pharma track. So let's hear about his introduction about this track.
Hi, this is Jack Chen. So first, why biotech pharma internship track? As you remember, back to 3 years ago, when the pandemic started, many people suffer from COVID-19 all over the world, and it's actually scientists in the lab from biotech and pharmaceutical industry who work as a team to develop the vaccine against virus using the new technology, such as companies like Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna, and further develop medicine to treat patients with severe symptoms. So the career in a biotech pharma is promising and meaningful if you have a passion about the science and want to use the knowledge to transform to the medicine. Since this is a virtual internship without going to the actual lab, so how can you learn from this track? So we will provide 4 big elements. First, if you can see the left-hand side R&D process, you will learn the knowledge of the big picture of drug discovery in the pharma industry. And then, in terms of target discovery, you'll learn how to identify the new target from the biomedical report, literature review, and bioinformatic database. Furthermore, preclinical research, you'll get the insight how to validate the compound using the in vitro cell line and in vivo mouse or monkey study before moving to the clinical trial. Last but not the least, you will learn the clinical development to get the training on the leadership in a cross-functional team and know how to work as a team together to move the drug into the clinical trial. Next slide. So in the slide number 2, you'll learn how the drug discovery and development process in this internship. Starting from the first step at the left-hand side, you'll learn how to identify new target based on clinical relevance to the disease and bioinformatic analysis. How to design the molecule that is novel, innovative, and can be differentiated from the competitor. And the step 2, how to validate that this is a promising target using the tool compound in a human cell line and a mouse study. Step 4 and 3, you will learn how to screen hundreds of compounds from hit to lead molecule and finally candidate molecule in the step 5 using the monkey study. Step 6, you'll learn how to work in a cross-functional team such as chemists, protein engineering, safety group, clinical pharmacology, regulatory, commercial, manufacturing, clinical, translational, and legal team to put those preclinical data package together to submit to the FDA. We call it as IND, Investigational New Drug. And moving to the step 7 and 8, phase 1, 2, and 3, including the safety, efficacy, PK, pharmacokinetics, PD, pharmacodynamics, and a biomarker to learn why some patients have a good response in the clinical trial while some other patients did not have, and how can we come up with the second generation medicine or combination treatment to overcome resistance and improve patient life. Next slide, please. So slide number 3, in this internship, you will learn what's the difference between preclinical research and clinical development. Starting from bottom, the first, step 1, compound. Learn what's the good tool compound and the most relevant mouse surrogate to test in mouse that can mimic human clinical candidate for the patients. Number 2, system. Learn how to select relevant cell line and a mouse model to give the insight of selecting patient indication. For example, you need to know the medicine you develop is working better in lung cancer, breast cancer, or others to generate the precision medicine. Number 3, study design. In the lab, we have the experimental protocol in the lab, but how is that different from the clinical protocol used in the hospital? Number 4, people. What's the team member in the research versus clinical team? Number 5, operation. We need to know the vivarium to conduct the mouse and monkey study, but in the hospital, we need to know what kind of medical device and instrument required for clinical trial. Number 6, crisis management. You will learn when we have an expected result in the lab or clinical trial. What is the mitigation plan we should generate? Next slide, please. So what about the internship qualification? If you are a college student or graduate student with a bio-related degree, you are encouraged to apply. There's a commitment of 2 to 3 hours per week for the meeting discussion and homework for about 5 months. If you have a hands-on experience in the lab, there's a plus, but not required. Of course, you need to have a strong passion about medical research, being creative, detail-oriented, and organized mindset. Next slide, please. In the slide number 5, in terms of biopharma track schedule. So after our webinar today, we will start receive candidate application and select the candidate by the end of this year. Once the candidate got selected, they will receive our offer starting January. As a step 1, I will introduce you the big picture of drug R&D process 101 for about 2 months. Moving forward to step 2, I will guide you how to identify new targets and how to design the studies on preclinical research, what is a requirement for the drug discovery. And step 3, we need to learn how scientists work as a team in the complex environment to develop therapeutic drug for clinical trial to help patients. And in July, we have a chance to showcase what you have learned from the internship. With that, now I'll get back to John. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chen, for introducing the biotech and pharma track. And you know what? It's just I just realized that I forgot to introduce myself. So my name is John. I'm a part of the CCE mentors group, and I'm a lead mentor for the College Council program. So as you have heard about Dr. Chen's talking about the biotech pharma track, I'm coming from a networking background, also similar to the cloud computing. So what really what triggers me the most in joining the CCE community and platform is hearing Dr. Chen talking about biotech and pharma track, something that I'm not familiar with, but I enjoy so much learning from different careers and different perspectives. So I really encourage you to join the CCE community and platform, especially if you're interested and if you're a biochemical student or in the pharmaceutical major. I will highly encourage you to join Dr. Jack Chen's program. Last year, actually, there has been a small group project. So the different college years of students, they're working together in a small group to get to know this research and discovery process, and in a community where we learn and grow together. So next up,